Hi, we're here today to show you how to get the best out of the new Drennan method feeders. In the packet you get the mould itself, you get a flat method feeder and you get an inline connector. Now the feeders, there are two sizes and in each size comes in two different weights. Some of the benefits of the feeder, the shape of it is actually a bomb shape and it's very aerodynamic, and it also increases distance, especially in strong crosswinds. Now, if you look at the feeder, the last two ribs are splayed apart. Now, the purpose of this is when you load the feeder up, your bait sits in there very nicely without getting damaged, and also when the fish feeds, it's got very good access to your hook bait. Also with these feeders, the bead is double-ended, so you can change the feeder and you can also change the hook length very easily. Moving on to the mould, it's a flexible rubber mould with a small indentation in it which enables perfect bait presentation because it lines up with the two widest ribs. So when you load the feeder, your bait sits perfectly. Moving on, I'm now going to show you how these unique features combine to help you catch more fish. Now, today I've got two different mixes with me. I've got a sticky pellet mix and I've got a ground bait mix. Now, a good tip when you're using a sticky pellet mix is if you take your mould, dunk it in a bait tin full of water, you'll find that when you load it up with the sticky pellets, it releases perfectly out of the mould every time. Now let's load a feeder. Now, the best way, if you're going to load it using the divot, is to place the bait into the indentation, level load the mould with ground bait, which gives you the correct amount of ground bait for the feeder, then push the feeder hard into it and pull it straight out, and you end up with a perfectly loaded feeder. Let's have a cast. Yeah, they do fight hard here. That's where the old soft rod comes in. Okay, the swim's gone a little bit quiet now, which is a good opportunity for me to show you the benefits of the Slimline connector, as I can now change to a larger feeder to put more bait into the peg. It's very simple to change the feeder with this system. You take out the connector, slide the sleeve downwards, take the loop in the main line out of the sleeve, then remove the feeder you're changing, take the feeder you want to put on, slide it onto a long baiting needle, then put the loop of line over the end of the baiting needle, slide the feeder up the line, and then it's just a case of putting the loop back onto the connector, and there you go. Now, using the same principles, you can change the hook length just as easily by sliding the sleeve upwards, taking the hook length off, then taking another hook length, in this case with a pellet on, sliding the sleeve back down, and then in seconds we've changed size of feeder and type of hair rig. Clearly, the new Drennan method feeder system allows you to fish more efficiently, more accurately, and will help you to put more fish on the bank.